Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, and for today's video, I will answer some activities in chapter 3 and tell some insights after reading all of the uh, pages in NetAcad and chapter 3. So without further ado, let's get started and uh, answer some activity here. So the first activity is entitled Protocols and Layers. So the instructions here is drag the protocol or standard to the TCP/IP layer name as described. So we have the TCP and IP layer here, name application, transport, internet, and network access. So these are the protocols or the standards. So we have to identify which layer they will be dragged on. So first is the internet. So the internet is belongs to network access. And next is SMTP IP. So the boot TP is for application, and POP. Next is DNS, also in the application layer. SMTP, also in the application. DHCP, also in the application layer. And oh no, IMAP. And HTTP. Next is the FTP. So those are the protocols or standards belong to application layer. So the next layers that we need to fill up is the transport. So there are two spaces here. So there are only two protocols or standards in the transport layer, and we need to identify them. IP is not. It is from the internet. This TCP and UDP. So the protocols or standards from the transport layer is TCP and UDP. So the next thing that need to fill up is the internet and the network access. So IP is from internet, interface drivers, network access, and all of them are belong to internet. So I think that I got all the correct answers. So let's check it. So we are done here in our first activity, and I'm glad that I got all of the correct answers and identifying the protocols to their corresponding layers. So let's proceed to the next activity. So the next activity is there are two parts in the next activity, which is part 1 is the OS layer function, and next is TCP IP layer function. So let's first proceed. Let's first answer the part 1, which is the OSI layer functions. So the instructions here is just like uh, the activity earlier that we did. We just need to drag the, the layers, the OSI layers to its function or description. So let's start to answer and read the first function. So segments, transfers, and reassemble, reassembles data. So the OS layer does that is I think it's transport. Next is exchanges frames between devices. So exchanges frames between devices happens in data link. I'm pretty sure of that. And next function is contains protocols used for process to process communications. Uh, uh, the one that contains the protocols used for process to process communication is application. Uh, yes, application. Next is provide a data path or route. Mm, I'm sure this is a network. And next is bit transmission is the of course the physical layer. So I think I got all the correct answers. So but before I let's go check if we got all the correct answer. So that's it. Fortunately we got all correct answers, and let's proceed to activity 2. So in activity 2, TCP slash IP layer function, the instructions here is just like from before. We're just going to drag the TCP or IP layer to its functional description. So let's start answering this activity. So the first functional descriptions is controls hardware devices and media. So in this four, the ones that control the hardware devices and media is the network access. Next is supports communication across diverse networks. So the ones that supports communication across diverse is the transport layer, and determines the best path through the network. So it should be internet, and then represent data to the user and controls dialogues, and it should be application. So let's go check if our answer if it is correct. So we did answer the activity 2, and luckily we all got the correct answers. So that's it for the activities in chapter 3. So basically in the chapter 3, computers are also like humans when communicating with each. Ah, before I forgot, there's the last one activity that we need to answer. I'm so sorry, I forgot this part. So this is the activity illustrate the encapsulation process. So the instruction here is to drag the PDU to the appropriate place in the stack to illustrate the order of the encapsulation process. So in this activity, we just need to place in order the encapsulation process. So first is of course is the data, and then last is the bits. Then next is segments, and then packet, then print. So let's check. So that's it. We got the right order of the encapsulation process, which first will the data, and then the segment part, which the transport header, and packet with network header, transport header, and the data. Which next is frame, which is frame header, network header, transport header, data, and the frame trailer, and lastly is the bits. So we managed to answer all of the activities, and we managed to get all of the correct answer. And just like I said a while ago, the computers is also like a humans when they are communicating. Uh, we have the format, message size, encoding, decoding, the multicast, unicast, broadcast. It's also just like that in computer, but the difference is the computer is communicating through over a network. So that's it. So that's it for this video, and the next video that I will make is the chapter 4. So if you like this video and if you learn something, please subscribe and hit the like button, and that's it. Thank you.